Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Silent breathing people! One morning, I shot an elephant in my pajamas. How he got in my pajamas, I don't know.
They call me Mr. Tibbs.
Um, um,
Hard-Headed Sports with Spinny and Fetty Bus. Famous for their podcasts. You can now catch them right here on the Al Travis Show.
Love having them on. Spinny, Fetty Bus, how you guys doing this morning?
Doing well, Al. How you doing?
Good. Can't complain. Loving the job. You know what I mean? We got lots to talk about sports-wise today. I want to jump in, if we can, with the NCAA. I want to get you guys' predictions. Of course, Bus, you guys put this out on your podcast. But, Bus, you're a basketball coach. Is it good for basketball that all number one seeds end up in the finals? Final four?
I mean, it's only the second time ever. I don't really buy the is it good or is it bad for the basketball thing. I just think we're still watching good basketball either way. So I think it's good. I mean,
Spinny, slap Bus up for me verbally, will you? Good basketball.
come on, Al.
Let's take a look at the scores. Houston beat Tennessee 1-2 by 19 points. Good close ball game. Good
Yeah,
close
that
one. They
wasn't a
really
good
get
one,
my
Al.
get my attention there. Duke over Alabama 1-2. Duke won by 20. You're right, Bus. These were good games. Spinny, verbally slap them up, will you?
Well, first of all, classic Al behavior, only bringing up two of the games and not the other actual close, good games. Let's just not forget about that. Secondly, I see both sides. I see good and bads with this. Bads in there's no Cinderella to root for. There's no
Yep.
underdog to root for. I hate that part of it. I would have loved to see some more upsets. I think it's good in the fact of these Final Four games are going to be awesome. We've seen a lot of blowouts in the Final Fours in the recent
Yep.
years, like even thinking back to Nova, Oklahoma's 45-point Final Four win for them. Like, there's been so many blowouts recently in these end of tournament games that I don't think we're going to get that this year. I think we're going to get drag out dogfight Final Four games, which I'm really excited for. So goods and bads.
All right, fair enough. That NIL is ruining the whole sport, though, correct? Because here's what's going to happen. These four and all the other, name brand schools are going to continue to be able to get more NIL money than anybody else. Even the University of Minnesota, they're going to take a larger portion of their $20 million they get from the NCAA. Guess what? They all get $20 million from the NCAA. You're not going to gain anything. It's outside money. We don't get it in Minnesota. This guarantees those that have will always have, right? More national TV exposure. Come on, Bus. You know NIL's crushing sports.
Yeah, it is honestly hurting, especially those mid-major teams. They're just not going to have the NIL funding to be able to compete with these Power Five schools. So,
because
definitely
mid-major teams had a ton of chance to win before NIL.
They didn't.
Ton of
No.
really good mid-majors winning before NIL started. Yeah, crazy guys. Come on now.
Spin, I
Mid-majors
believe
have never had a chance. When have mid-majors had a chance?
I believe you and I talked about this Spin a couple of days ago, that the only way the Gophers are going to have anything on the shelf this year is if the new coach Medved brings along Colorado State. Did you read? First player moved over to the University of Minnesota in the transfer portal, Colorado State kid. We're going to be Colorado State light.
Well, they were better than us last year, so
I don't mind it.
Be bad.
He gets them to the NCAA. I don't mind it, but that's what with this portal, the NIL money, it's just ruined basketball. No one stays for their 4 years and builds anything.
Al, no one stayed for 4 years and built anything in 15 years. No one's done that since one and done started.
Since the transfer portal.
NIL's fault. It wasn't the transfer portal's fault. Come on.
Bus, go ahead and rip Spin. He has no idea. It used to be better back in the day. Everybody knows it.
I agree to a point, but he does actually make sense with his argument. I won't lie. I mean, because the Power Five, think about it, they're always winning these championships anyways. So,
all right.
I don't know how much changes from that landscape.
Let's make your predictions, my boys. We have coming up on Saturday, right? Auburn in Florida, and then we have Duke in Houston. Let's make your picks. Who wins?
I'm just going to stick to the original bracket I had, which is Florida versus Duke in the championship, and Duke taking it all this year. I just don't.
Yeah.
That length is just crazy. honestly, it might be crazy to say this, but I think it's the best Duke team that I've seen in my lifetime. If I'm being honest, so,
Really?
You're young,
yeah.
but that's a good point. Spin your thoughts.
You think this is the best Duke team, huh, boss? I kind of want to touch a little bit more on that.
You don't have to be much to be on the team with Flag and be a great squad. And they
Yeah,
have
I
great
mean,
kids around them. You don't even know the other four guys' names because Flag's that much better than everybody else.
I
great
just think in,
squad for sure, but
I just think in terms of overall talent, they're better.
yeah,
Obviously, it'd
no,
be they'll still go toe to toe with 2015 championship team, but Cooper
yeah,
Flag is the best player out of either team, in my
Yeah.
opinion. So
that's fair.
right.
I'm picking Florida over Duke. We're going with the original bracket pick as well. And my guy, Walter Clayton, is a bad man. This guy is a bad man. And Florida is deep all around. They have two bigs that can kind of stay with Flag. They have a lot of guys that can throw at him. They can switch everything. They got shooters all around. And Clayton, man, if this game is close late in the game, I trust him more than anyone on the floor. This man's
Well,
wild.
I'm going Florida wins and Duke. I think we're all looking at the same teams in the final, but it'll be Duke in the end. You just got to pick the team with the best player. It's basketball, and Flag is head and shoulders above everybody else. One other playoff thing before we go to break, if I can. Gopher women, congratulations. They win the WBIT, Truth in Advertising. I don't know what that stands for, over Belmont, 75-63. What is the WBIT? Is that like the
That's
NIT
I was
for
gonna say
women?
that's the NIT, right?
No, it's
yeah,
not. It's WBIT.
Well, I know, but I'm
Oh,
saying it's the NIT of the women's side.
women. All right. Well, big win for the Gopher women. So that's good
Why
news.
not? Let's go.
Take what
yeah,
we can get. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Let's go to
exactly.
break. Let's go to break. We got lots to talk about with the Minnesota Twins. We got the Timberwolves and so much more. It's Hard Headed Sports, Spinny and Fetty Bus.
All the special interests are represented in St. Paul. But who speaks for you? Center of the American Experiment does. Our policy fellows dig into the tough issues that matter to you and offer common sense solutions on education, taxes, crime, and energy. American Experiment is the trusted, nonpartisan voice of Minnesotans like you. We are working every day to make Minnesota a better, safer, more prosperous place. We are American Experiment. Go to americanexperiment.org to learn more.
Dust from gravel roads and driveways does more than make your car dirty inside and out. It gets down into your lungs, and it's bad for your health. Now there's an environmentally friendly solution for your dust problems. It's called Dust Lock. Dust Lock can control all your summer dust problems with just one application. Protect your vehicle and your lungs. Learn more at dustlock.com.
A as in alligator. L also in alligator. But it's not alligator. It's the Al Travis Show.
And we've got him, Spinny and Fetty Buzz, talking all things sports. Let's start with the NBA on this segment. But we should start out, just so everybody knows, Glenn Taylor's decided not to fight it anymore. He will just accept $1.5 billion for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Your thoughts? It's a done deal.
Thank goodness. For goodness sakes, man.
Finally over, man.
It's about stinking time. He just lets it go and gets on with his life. Take your $1 billion and go home.
Well, wait a minute. What if he could have fought this thing out and made another $3 or $4 million? Come on.
He already has quite the return on investment from his original $300 million purchase.
I do not disagree. Give me your thoughts on your Minnesota Timberwolves. A heck of a game against the Denver Nuggets. Both teams missing a few players. The Denver Nuggets, a couple starters. We were out DiVincenzo and Reed, the 6th and 7th guy, which didn't help. But they took it to double overtime. Jokic gets, 62 points and 10 rebounds, 10 assists, and we still won. Your thoughts on the ballgame?
61-point triple-double. That was
right.
insane.
Yeah.
Insane game by Jokic. That was career high for him. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's been proven that's just kind of the recipe to beating the Nuggets, is trying to make him a scorer, because that's when they're the deadliest, is when he's able to pass and facilitate, and you don't know if he should be helping on him or not. So, I mean, it was obviously a close game either way, but Jokic was kind of doing his thing. I'm glad, and he came alive when it mattered the most towards the end of that game there.
Yeah. Spin your thoughts on the ball game itself.
Agreed. I mean, Ant 13 points in the last 6.5 minutes of regulation to make it a game. Those 2 huge threes there at the end of regulation. I mean, just Bus said it. My main point: make Jokic a score to beat Denver. Don't let him get other guys open shots and get them going, because then they're unbeatable. If he's the only one going, they're more beatable. And Ant is a dog. And I'm even more convinced man can win us at least one playoff series by himself. He is that guy.
Well, things have changed in the playoff scenario. We're no longer in the 7 through 10 section. The Clippers are right behind us, but it's Memphis and the Grizzlies that are just in a free fall, losing 4 in a row, 2 of their last. They've only won 2 of their last 10. But I can't, with 6 games to go, I don't rest that we're going to be there. Clippers are 8-2 in their last 10. Minnesota and Golden State 7-3 in their last 10. Rockets are 8-2. I don't know who else falls down to us. It's a battle between us and the Clippers and the Golden State Warriors. Who makes it in that 6th spot? Or who falls out? Maybe a better question. Spin?
Well, I think it's going to be us in that 6th spot. Just pulling this up to confirm, but the sheesh words. The Warriors' schedule going forward is nasty. Nuggets, Rockets, Suns, and Clippers all at 4 of their last 6. So that's going to be a tough one for them. Denver Warriors, and they also have the Rockets, a little bit of a schedule they could get into that 4 seed. But anyways, I think it's us. I think Warriors are 7, Clippers are 8 at the end of the day.
Your thoughts, Bus?
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same boat. I mean, I think it's kind of in our control just with how easy our schedule is compared to those guys. Like being said, they have tough schedule. We have the Nets, Sixers, Nets again, and the Jazz, 4 of our last 6. If we can't go 4-0 in those games and then maybe split the Bucks and Grizzlies as our other 2, especially if we beat the Grizzlies head-to-head there, yeah, I think we're kind of in our own destiny, but we have to beat these bad teams, which obviously that's sometimes Wolves can't do that.
Sometimes. You look at this, where we're standing in this thing, and this was ripping on yesterday. Let me bring it up where we're standing. We're tied 20 games out with those 3 squads, right? Yeah, you could be with 2.5 games. If you had won 3 games this year that you just gave up on, you'd be sitting in 3rd spot.
Yeah, literally.
I mean, so you look at things like losing to the Pelicans, and again, I know every team could say we shouldn't have lost to these guys and these guys, but we lose to crap teams. We lost the Pelicans just 2 weeks ago. It's like, what are you doing? Why did you not show up? If you found 3 of those games, you're in 3rd place and playing home series. You know what I'm saying? How do you teach full-grown men that in basketball, that I got it, that was early in the season, who cares? Because it comes down to this. Nobody? Spin? Am I lying?
I don't know. Let's see what I think Bus will have a stronger opinion on if you're lying on this one.
I don't.
Bus?
I get what you're saying, but ultimately, as long as they're playing the way they should be at the end of the season, that's all that really matters. It sucks that, those games at the beginning of the year, it's tough to take that approach that they quote unquote don't really matter. But to me, it's
a
always
horrible
how you're
approach.
Going. But to
You
me,
ever
it's
watch
always how you go.
NASCAR, Bus? Do you ever watch NASCAR?
Okay, but put it this way. But before I answer your question, put it this way. If we would have been winning all those games at the beginning of the year, but now at the end of the year, we start losing all these games going into the playoffs, that concerns me more.
That isn't a swap off. I'm talking you could pick 3 ball games where we just didn't want to play. We showed up and gave,
Correct.
who was it, a 25-point lead before we made our first bucket. If you just didn't do that, you're in 3rd place and not battling for 7th. Okay, NASCAR, right. This NASCAR thing, and they do this thing where end of the first section and the guys in the first through 10 all split points. And these guys are racing like crazy people to get that extra point because they all do the math. And at the end of the season, it could be the difference between getting in or not. Basketball should be the same way. I know it's only 82 games. It's 1/82nd of the whole thing. But you look back at this now and say, boy, if we weren't lazy sons of guns in the middle of the season, we're sitting at home. Our fans are watching games at home and not begging us to get in the tournament. I'm sorry.
No, I get what you're saying, Al. But if you look like at the last champions, right, they weren't hot throughout the whole season. Boston looked like trash last year in October and November. They looked like absolute crap. So it's like you can't dog on.
You're crushing me, so I'm not saying they had to be hot. And if I found 3 ball games where we just sat out and didn't play, like losing to the Pelicans here last week, that doesn't make us a great, massively good team. It just means we didn't piddle away the stuff we should have.
All right.
And I bet you there's a dozen games there.
I can side with you on that.
Yeah, I love winning an argument. Let's go to baseball real quick before we get out of here. Your Minnesota Twins are now rocking and rolling, right? We are hot now. We have 2 straight.
Well, division leading Minnesota Twins, Al.
At 2-4. You got to love that.
2-4.
What do we say?
Sweet.
I mean, we lost 4 straight. We're playing the White Sox to get 2 wins. There's the bottom dwellers of bottom dwellers. I don't think they're predicted to win 50 games this year. What's wrong with our squad? And yeah, we are the division leaders. That is so sad. Oh, that's sad. What are your thoughts on the Twins?
Does that really surprise you, Al? The start the Twins have had.
It surprised me in the first 4 ball games with all those losses that we had like 8 hits total or something.
Yeah,
in 4 ball games.
That just doesn't really surprise me based on our roster. Like, we just don't have any really that good of hitters. Like, I think we're going to be dealing with this again all season, just like we were last year. It's going to be kind of mediocre baseball. We'll go on a nice little stretch here and there, but then we'll have games where we lose 4 straight. So I'm kind of expecting this throughout the whole season. I won't lie.
All right, talk to him, Spinny. Buxton, Correa, this France kid came out. Julian, we're a bad hitting team. Larnick, come on.
Here's the thing. Somebody said this to me the other day, and it's the truth. When Ty France is your cleanup hitter, you got issues. You got issues with your batting.
Come on.
When Ty France is hitting 4th in your lineup.
I got to let a real Twins fan in. I don't think you're wrong, Spinny. Senator Howe, your thoughts quickly on these Minnesota Twins. We are division leading at 2-4.
It's home opener day, guys. Get with the program. Come on now.
Nothing else matters.
We'll be there, Senator.
Get your jerseys on. Take a look. It's
Senator,
Puckett's number. It's Puckett's number, but it's my jersey.
You are a homer like nobody's business. Senator, you missed it. They're both going to the ball game today. They'll probably see you there. I'm out of time. Pass Bustin, Howe, and Spin. Thanks for being here. They're hard at the sports, and I love having them on the show. Get them wherever you get your podcast.
If it's your turn to host